Hey, Spencer with Vintco here. We are with a really, really cool old RM. Arnie, tell me about this thing.
Well, it's a buddy of mine, Kevin Adamson, out of Roosevelt, Utah at the time. His dad owned a Suzuki dealership, and they raced this bike for many years, Ponca City, Loretta Lynn's, and all that. His son was wanting to rebuild it, and got it all tore apart and lost interest. Oh. So Kevin called me one day and said, hey, you still want that bike to try to rebuild? And I said, I guess so. An hour later, it shows up in boxes on the lawn.
There you go.
And I've got some videos and stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll show that right here.
Yeah. And so from there, we had to find a crank for it. We had 3 cylinders given to us, wasn't 3 heads. We rebuilt the motor. I rebuilt the crank, everything all from the ground up. Vintco rod, I believe. Nice. Gasket kits, Vintco. We basically went through and redid all the shock linkage. Had to rebuild the shock. Had to make a shock seal, which we'll show you some videos of that too, of all the rebuild, the shock linkage. The motor crank, I found a web back in Pennsylvania. Okay. And so I could build the crank back with that. But everything's been the cases are Cerakoted. My son Haydon did that. And the head has got a unique head done on. They had a hemispherical head in the year of this. So I decided to make it more of a modern head with a squish band. We welded up the squish on it, and I'll show you some pictures of that as well. And just redid the whole bike. And since then, Haydon has raced it at Boise Interam, done really, really well on it. And the bike runs real well, handles real well, and it's a real pleasure to ride.
That's actually cool. That's awesome. And with bikes, these older Suzukis, what are some of the hardest things that you run into as that just aren't available anymore, or that you have to go hunt on eBay or use multiple?
The full floater, there was a lot of controversy. The full floater, I guess they got sued. Okay. And so there's not a lot of parts availability. So all the little brass bushing Heim joints in there, we had to machine all those
from scratch.
From scratch. Okay. And the compression piston for the rear shock. Okay. The band in it, I had to find one that was close in size and machine it down as well to fit on the shaft. I've got pictures of that too. Nice. I'll submit to you. And, awesome. But pretty much everything on the bike, all the old parts, I just do a lot of light speed searching. That's the biggest kind of pain on these things, is sourcing all the parts. Yeah. All of the logistics of finding all the parts and pieces for it. And this airbox is kind of unique airbox. It was made, I think, by R&D Racing back in the day. Okay. And it's a single airbox. They always had one air cleaner here. Normally had on both sides. Nice. So it had some ported cylinders, and we've got the best ones out of all these and put on there. That's cool. But front forks all been redone. Everything's been redone. Haydon did all the plastic repair on everything here. Nice. This is I think from vintage Suzuki, the front and rear fender and the side plates. But other than that, most all the stuff.
Was this the tank that was stock on there?
This is the stock tank.
So it wasn't too bad?
Oh, it was really bad. But Haydon, I got pictures of that too. Cool. Haydon spent days on this tank, sanding and buffing and sanding. And actually, we tried a new thing here. Okay. Once we got it all done, we clear Cerakoted it. Nice. Yes. So now we're hoping the decals won't bubble up off them. Yes. And we'll see how that holds up.
Yeah, we've been trying that clear Cerakote with our buddy in like SoCal. Yeah. Trying on pipes and stuff, right? Like.
Yep, we're going to try that too. Yep.
Exactly. So pretty cool. And then how long do you think it took from, obviously, when you got it on your lawn till finished? How long did that take?
Let's see, it showed up like in August, I believe, and we were done in what, took about 4 months, didn't it, Haydon? 5 months?
That's way fast.
Oh, October it showed up.
October?
And we finished it before the Broke to Build contest.
Oh, there you go.
And it was submitted in there on YouTube too as well.
You're way faster than us on these.
And these rims are the original rims, and they were cracked. We had to weld them up. Okay. Yep. And the spokes are our original spokes. Nice. We re-zinced them. So, you do all the work in-house, everything. We do everything. Painting, motor building, porting, head milling, everything.
Yeah, Jay has like a 74 Husqvarna 400 right now, and he's had it for a year or more. It's been apart for like 8 months. And I'm like, when are you going to do that? He's like, I don't know. We've been finishing those 5 CR250s, and so he's like, But Vintco is a huge help with these things, with especially these older ones. Yeah. The older you get, the harder it is to find reliable manufacturers on these engine parts, especially.
And they're good quality stuff, really good quality.
So pretty awesome. And do you know how much money? Or is it just, it's not even like, because it's like you put so much of your own time in, it's like it's hard to really put an amount.
If you add the labor time for me and my son, we've got hundreds and hundreds of hours into this, but we enjoy doing it. We do it in a garage, in our house. And I'll bet we've got probably $3,500 to $4,000 in parts.
Yeah, at least.
And that's just because the motor parts were really hard to find, the crank web, you know, and transmission gears and all sorts of different odds and ends parts. But we wanted to go back to as much original as possible. So pretty much it is, other than, I think the handlebar is about the only thing that's not.
That's cool.
And we also 3D printed these covers here so that you don't scuff up your nice Cerakote job on this and on the ignition cover over here as well. He did right there. That's all covered, little plastic cover on them. And then that there for you don't scuff all the panel, just side decals off of them. But there's a lot of 3D print work that my son does too as well. Yeah.
And you ride it, right?
Yeah,
like
he raced it at Boise and it runs really good.
Yes.
It's fast.
That's what we're all about. I mean, like, it's all good and well to get a bike looking pretty, but getting it into a riding condition and, you know, jetted well, and being able to run at elevation where obviously we're at in Utah and Idaho and all that stuff, right? So super cool. And then you can plug, where can people find you if they want some help with something like this?
Well, I know mine just Coops Off-Road Performance on my YouTube. Oh, you can look on Facebook too. Yeah,
I'll put it up here on the
Coops
screen.
Off-Road Performance in there too.
Awesome.
And then Haydon has a website that he does all the design. If you look closer, there's these frame guards. See, he has his initials on them right here.
Okay, there you go.
These are 3D printed. And this, get a close up of this skid plate.
Yeah, look at that.
That's printed, 3D printed skid plate.
3D printed, wow.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
it protects the bike. Not only that, but it's really cool because it protects your investment.
Yes.
This right over here is carbon fiber. He made that out of 3D printing.
Wow.
So, I mean, a lot of cool stuff you can do with it.
Absolutely.
And we scan them with a 3D scanner, then we can print them and make everything to fit perfectly.
That's really cool.
So, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I mean,
vintage bikes are cool and a lot of fun. And I'm going to ride this one. So I'm going to throw a GoPro on and ride it around the pits and some of the track over here. I don't want to make too much dust, but and I also don't want to risk hurting this thing. I'll leave that to
you can't hurt any more than what he did, so don't worry about that.
All right, thank you guys. Go check Vintco out, get some parts, get your bike back running. We'll see you next time.